Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and today we're looking at Transformers Legacy Evolution Deluxe Class Animated Universe Prowl from Transformers. Now, in terms of my knowledge from animated series, it's very limited, I'm not going to lie. I watched maybe a handful of episodes. However, I just didn't like the way that they looked, to be honest with you. It felt like they had created this mockery of Transformers. It may have been a very good series, but I just couldn't get past the animation part, to be fair. But I do remember Bulkhead in there. I remember Optimus Prime without a faceplate, which is weird. I don't remember Prowl at all. So I have no knowledge, no excitement towards this figure, because it's not a character that I mean, unless he's anything like his predecessor or the comic versions, I'm not really interested in this figure. However, I will review him for you so you can decide whether you like him and tell me what you think about animated, whether it was actually a good series. I tell you what I did like. I love the animated tune for that intro. It was so catchy and an homage to that original series. So this plastic-free packaging, 20 steps to transform him. Evo-Fusion. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm sure the original mode of this, which was RC from Transformers Prime, I felt like she had these things as well. I could be wrong. And then there's nice artwork on the side. So let me get him open and we can have a closer look together. Alright, so here is Prowl out of his packaging, and he does look, in my mind, actually very, very nice. Like I said, I've got no particular allegiance to this figure at all. So we can hold these little pieces in here and just, you know, pretend that he's chopping or whatever, etc. This one, for some reason, doesn't seem to fit in there. Maybe I put in the wrong piece. I can't remember. But this one seems to be very, very solid in there. And literally very, very simple. These pieces. Sorry if I keep knocking my thing. So literally you just push them in like so, and they just pop on there. Like so, very, very nicely into the wheel, which I think is pretty decent. Pretty decent indeed. So you can keep them somewhere at the same time. So I do like that indeed. I hope that I put them on the right way. I'm not entirely sure. I could have done, I may not have. But they seem to be staying in there, which is good. So this figure, oh my goodness, right, let me swap this around. My goodness. So you're not seeing lots of jumpiness. So in terms of how he looks, he does certainly look and feel like the animated series that I vaguely remember watching or looking at. You can see some pins throughout, which I think is a little bit disappointing. But hey, it is what it is. There is clearly the body and the front piece of the motorcycle mode. And it's just very, very simple. Clearly got some emergency on there. And then the back is just a little bit of kibble from the bike, which if you want, you can move that down if you like. Probably part of the transformation anyway. But you could do that if you wanted to, although it creates this little problem here, for example. Or you just keep it up there, out of the way. And I think it looks all right up there just as well. So, and if that was what it was like in the animated show, that's the way that I suggest we show him off. So the head sculpt can go all the way around. It's not a smooth transition, because you got this piece here, but you can get him all the way around. His head can go up quite nicely, so which is pretty cool. So I can do a full 360, lift up like that. He's got the usual single there. No real movement on the hands, apart from if you're going to transform him. The bottom bit can do a whole 360 like so. He can do the 4 splits, even more than the splits. He is very flexible. So swivel on the 5. There's also a little bit of movement here as well, in terms of stuff. It's got a single on the leg, and you can get that up quite high as well, which is pretty decent because this wheel piece just moves in there. He's got an upsie and downsy, and it's on a ball joint, so you can actually move that around quite nicely without worrying that it's going to snap off. So some great articulation for this figure. This cup, well, I'm guessing he's a cup. Would make sense if he's a cup. Just have some really nice flexibility in terms of how he looks, which is pretty decent. So let's let me transform him and we can have a look at the art mode. The bike is very, very cool. I do like it. The transformation, yeah, it's easy enough, but you could easily make a mistake, and it's different to how you transform a car, because you sort of transform the body and it all sort of crumbles into each other, whereas everything on here sort of goes sideways, etc. So I think I've actually made a mistake there, because his head is poking out. This is meant to poke out. To be honest with you, I can't remember. I think I've just messed up there. Anyway, you can see his head going peekaboo. So he's got a nice Sigma on there, which looks very cool. You've still got these weapons on the side. They don't go anywhere else in terms of giving him a bit more weapons, etc. You could easily, if you want to, get a small sort of 3.75 little figure and put it on there. You can sort of, you got the handlebars there that he could ride on, etc. It does sort of roll there, and then you got the little police bits, if that connects properly, just there, if I've lined it up properly, which I probably haven't. And then you've got this little step here that you can have just to lean him on, etc. Or flick that up. Entirely up to you. If you got it in this mode, you're probably for a reason. So the wheels can sort of move on. They're not perfect, and it's probably, once again, probably user error. In fact, I think I've messed up there somewhere. Anyway, so the wheels do sort of move, etc. Not perfectly. I'm not going to lie, they're not perfect. Once again, maybe I've done a little boo-boo in terms of how I transform, but it looks pretty nifty. I like this. I like this mode. It's very cool. I feel like it is definitely the same as RC Prime, although it's been a long time. That was probably, what, one of the first figures we got in the Legacy releases back then. And then they gave us lots of promises of Transformers Prime and then dropped the ball and just moved on to other things. So anyway, there is... Probably taking about 5 years before they complete Transformers Prime. Goodness, sorry, I was trying to poke that out just to wrap up this review. So anyway, there it is. I'm just putting it apart now. So yeah, nice bot. Not my cup of tea, because I've not got any affiliation to this series. But if I did, I suspect I may be kind of happy with how this looks. But you tell me, if you're a fan of animated, what you think of this series. Anyway, I hope you like my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. Really appreciate that. Thank you for watching. Thank you to everybody that's already subscribed to my channel. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.